Hey guys, so the E92 M3 is officially sold, and so this video will be kind of a walkthrough of that process and what I did to prepare the car to sell it, and just my overall thoughts now that I have sold it. First things first, I've been trying to sell the car now for a couple of months, the E92 M3, and I definitely noticed, I will comment on the market. When I bought my E92 M3 6 months ago now, there was very few around $20,000. There were a handful of good ones in that range from 20 to 25, and then the real nice ones were 25 plus for sure. And now I'm seeing, like, over the course of me owning the car, it's like there's a lot of nice ones now at 25. There's a handful at 20, and even some just below 20. And that was really hard to find, 6 months ago, 8 months ago. So I definitely see a downward trend in the market. Just looking overall too, not just in E92 M3s. I keep my eyes peeled for other stuff as well, and E36s are coming down for sure. At the time I was looking for my car, a clean, like a decent E36 M3 was going for almost 20,000, and rebuilt titles going for 18,000, and now it looks like they're starting to come back down to, you can find reasonable ones for 15, around there, even under. So long story short, my car I sold for at a loss, not a crazy loss, so I'm thankful for that, but the car has moved on. Basically a buyer messaged me. I was trying everything. I put the car on consignment, and I was being aggressive with my price because I didn't want to take a loss, and I wasn't in a rush to move the car. Eventually I just got to the point where I was like, all right, this thing needs to go. It's been 2 months plus. I was enjoying it, and I'm glad that it did take a while actually, because I got to just enjoy the car out on nice days, and just really find things that I did love about the E92 M3. But overall, yeah, I'm happy the car's gone. Out of the 60 or so people that messaged me about the car overall, I would say 3 or 4 were actually able to buy the car and serious about buying the car. This guy messages me, hey, I want it, like, I'm in Florida, I'll book a plane ticket right now. And so that was kind of surprising, out of nowhere. I guess, right time, right place, that he saw the ad. So he did, and he came from Florida. All on my end, what I needed to do was remove the amp. We talked about that. There was a JL audio amp that the car came with, but I did it the day before, 2 days before. So I removed the amp, and then I can't get the speakers working, of course. But turns out I accidentally ripped out a power from the amp, and anyways, I got that sorted out. So I spent like probably 2.5 hours on that. Got it super cleaned up back there. It's completely OEM now. And then I obviously cleaned up the car. I detailed it really fast because I was gonna detail it the morning of. He was landing at like 11:30, and then he texted me, hey, I read the ticket wrong. I actually land like an hour earlier. So I was like, uh-oh, gotta turn on the jets now. So I did probably the quickest wash of my life, and it was just a rinse down kind of thing, and I just vacuumed and just touched it up basically for him. I'm happy for him. He made it back. Just had to throw some oil in it, which I never had to do, so I was a little surprised by that. Sounds like the valve cover gaskets were leaking, which I did not know about, or I didn't know that they were that significant. I figured maybe a little bit because I watched my oil come down a tiny bit after months, but I never had to fill it or anything, or add any oil. So, but it's 140,000 mile E92 M3, so I think it's to be expected a little bit. So yeah, then he came. I picked him up at the airport. He dropped me off, and he then just headed home. Goodbye, E92 M3. Off to St. Pete, Florida. So now my plan is to get back into an E36 M3, unless I drive an E46 M3 and absolutely love it, because I've never driven one. But I drove an E36 M3 the other day as a test drive. I didn't end up picking up the car, but I, loved it. It was like, yep, this is the kind of car I enjoy. And so I'm pretty set on the E36 M3, and I'm forcing myself here to take my time, be diligent, and I'm just forget color, forget spec. I just want a really clean car that I can enjoy and restore if it needs it, like mechanically. Window seals, stuff like that. I would like to not have to do body work, head gasket, whatever, like crazy stuff. So we'll see how the markets play out. There's not too many clean ones out there. We all know that. So we'll see. And I'm trying to do it for significantly cheaper than my E92 M3, so I can actually enjoy it and have fun with it and not, be worried to drive it or worried to have other people drive it. I want to be able to toss the thing around, toss the keys to a friend and be like, take it out for the weekend, So yeah, that's the current update. Overall, I enjoyed the car for the time I had it. It just didn't do it for me, for my season of life, for my driving style, for aesthetically what I'm into. I have now learned. I think the car is stunning. I think that E92 M3 looks incredible. I just think it's a bit loud for me. I just kind of like the vintage thing, the vintage feel, the vintage look. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one. We'll see what I'm in, if I'm in something. Hopefully I'm taking my time and I'm not in one for the next video. But I need to show you guys the E91 and my restoration process with that, because it's been fun. Love that car and would love to share it with you guys.